Okay. All right. Let's start with your WFP workouts.
What about them?
You said you almost got 5 rounds on the burpee row one.
Yeah, 20-minute AMRAP, just straight aerobic breathing. It went pretty good. It's a shuttle run workout, I think. Shuttle run and burpees. It's interesting not doing the touch. It's a good thing. Like, you don't have to touch the ground with your hand. I actually really
It's
like
just
that.
2 feet over and back.
Yeah, so a couple of things. It obviously saves your back, which is so nice because I always get my back blown up just hinging, just to touch. So I'm definitely down for it, but also just increases the intensity on the run. Just makes it like way more of almost like a plyometric rebound because you're just like touching and going super quick. So my calves got so messed up from that. But yeah, overall score, I mean, I was shooting for 5 rounds. I kind of figured that that's what like you would need for like a good score. That puts you like a minute row, a minute on the burpees, 2 minutes for the shuttle runs. I was holding that, but it fell off a little bit and fell just shy of 5 rounds. I was 26 of 40 shuttle runs on that 5th round.
Did you say a minute for burpees, a minute for the row, and then basically have 2 to do the shuttles?
For the shuttle. Yep. I think you can bank. I think you bank some time on the burpees a little bit.
Really?
I'd have to look at my splits. I can't really remember.
20 in a minute feels fast, like for over the rower.
Yeah, dude, you can step them. I stepped every single rep until the last round.
Oh.
And just staying low, dropping down quick, get up, step over.
Yeah, I guess that would be pretty.
I think I was just under a minute on the row and the burpees because you're getting a little over 2 minutes on the shuttle. But I haven't heard many scores. I know Mike was close to 5 rounds, like 38 out of 40. I did hear another like high level semifinal athlete was like 5 rounds plus 10 cals. So I definitely think like a good score is getting 5 rounds. So if I have enough juice to retest that one tomorrow after I hit the gymnastics one, that's the only one I haven't hit, then maybe I'll do it, but I don't know. I did the barbell one today.
Which one is that?
The deadlift one and then the clean. So this one, I thought I attacked it really well. Part A was really good. I knew I could go sub 5, and I did. I went 432. I felt pretty happy about that, like execution wise. Like rounds 4 and 5 were tough, so I think I like rode the threshold like pretty good, not going overly fast on the handstand walk, and then broke up on my deadlifts 5 and 5. So I was happy with 432, and then getting to the part B, dude, the wall complexes were so hard. Your shoulders were so smoked.
Because you would have had like 4.5 minutes rest.
No, so it's an exact 2-minute rest no matter where you finish. So like I started at 6:32.
Wait.
Yeah, in the workout description, whenever you finish, it's just an automatic 2-minute rest. It's not wait till 7 minutes, then 2 minutes, and start at 9.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was at first too, and then
because I guess I'm looking on the spin, but it doesn't have. It just has rest from completion of part A until 9 minutes.
No, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I thought that's what it was too, but I thought it was like
you get on the second part.
The second part, I finished the wall complexes in like just over 3 minutes, so I had like a minute 50 to do cleans. I did 17 cleans. So I don't know. I think I kind of wussed out and could have gotten 20. But oh well.
Is that one you think you can redo or no?
No.
Back's just trapped.
I mean, I no, it feels all right actually. It's just so demanding, and I got to do the gymnastics one. So much shoulders with like the lunges and everything. So I mean, you could have retested it if I'd have done it earlier, but I feel like it's a good enough score for what I could do. I got humbled hard though because Justin Medeiros posted him doing it to his YouTube. Guess what he got?
Oh, on the wall walk or on the?
Just part A and B. Part A and B.
Part A, he's got 408. Part B, he got 24 cleans.
Part A, he got 315.
No way, bro.
He beat me by a minute and 17 seconds. Just like, it's one of those things where it's like, why am I even trying to compete in CrossFit at a high level?
He got 3 315?
315, and then he got 21 cleans on part B.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I know. I'm just like, bro, what am I doing even trying?
315? That's insane, bro.
Dude, yeah, he was just like sprinting his handstand walk. And then I didn't like break down his splits. I think he was breaking up the deadlift, but I had to imagine like his arms were smoked for those wall complexes, but he still got 21 cleans. So
What the hell, bro?
yeah, I mean he doesn't have to do that. He just did it for fun, right? Because he's already a signed athlete. So I think to sum it up, I think scores for the guys that got to get in the top 10 for the AMRAP. I think you got to get 5 rounds on average. I think on number 2, even though I haven't done it yet, I think you got to go sub 12. It's a 15-minute time cap. And then on workout 3A, you got to get probably sub 430, low 4s ideally. And then part B, I think you got to get 18 plus cleans.
That's cooking, bro.
Yeah.
I think you probably, man. So how long did you say this took you?
Like just over 3 minutes. It was tough, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, just so taxing. Just wall walk, press, come down. It's like that descent that kills you too, having to just like control yourself down.
Yeah.
Rough. We'll see. Do the gymnastics one tomorrow. Hopefully I can go sub 12 and
Is that what you were laughing at the beginning was Justin's score?
I was, yeah. Just like, bro.
That's freaking
feel like a scrub. Just feel like a scrub when I just see stuff like that. I'm like, what am I doing?
Bro, the way people can move a 315 deadlift is like one of the craziest things to me. Like, I remember one time Chandler Smith posted a workout and it was like 21:15, 30:20:10. Deadlift at 315 and burpee box jump over at 30 inches. And he did it in like 3.5 minutes.
Bro.
I was like,
some guys that are just like built for hinging, and like, dude, his max is
like 625,
630 or like like so 315 is 50% of his 1 rep max. Crazy. So you think of 50%, like you can cycle that for days when it's just like that light of a percentage.
That'd be like 225 for me.
Dude, just the way like I'm built, and like I don't know, for me hinging, like heavy deadlift hinging will never be something that I can just like smash and like feel good. Like no matter what it is, like it just fatigues me so bad. Like it just will just wreck my posterior, and I just feel like it drains me. No matter, even if it's like 225, just like cycling 225 just smokes me.
Was part A, was that what you slowed you down? Was the deadlift?
I don't feel like I even slowed down. It'd be interesting to look at my splits. I think I stayed pretty consistent. Right at the end, like they got a little sticky. Like I was kind of like doing like a little bit of a hitch, not second pull. But I think I stayed pretty consistent. So
that's crazy.
But yeah, that's all I got to say about those, really.
So you're gonna maybe redo the first one?
I doubt it, honestly. I think I'm just gonna hit the second one because I haven't hit it yet, and I just know it's gonna be freaking.
That second one's gonna hurt, bro. That one kind of reminds me of the one you did at Crash with the worm.
Oh, freaking A, dude. The pill.
Yeah, the pill.
That workout was terrible. That was one of the worst workouts I've ever done. The 50s. Yeah. A little bit. We'll see. Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of my video?
I liked it. One thing, I don't know. It's like I feel like it's already been a minute, so I forgot a lot about it. Kind of specifically, I do remember like one thing that stood out to me. I can't even remember. Like I'd have to like watch it again, or you'd have to review it for me. But it was like in the like 7-minute range. I can't remember what you started talking about. I just thought it was like very like grasping, and like it was like had like lots to it, and I was almost like thinking like I wish like you would have somehow got that more towards the first of the video. just like to get people engaged more. I can't remember because like I feel like this takes like the video takes a little bit to like build into like the meat of what you're trying to get at, like to your point.
Yeah.
Like I think rightfully so. Like you have to like kind of build context to what you're trying to talk about. I can't remember exactly. Oh, I think it was. Yeah, I was like when you're like going over like showing Marcus Philly stuff, and you're like, this is basically like what we would just start seeing. And I think it was like through
Yeah.
that area a little bit where I was like, this type of stuff just like wish maybe could get captured early in the video somehow. Play it for a minute.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly.
I think where I was saying like basically without CrossFit HQ, like a lot of stuff just like gets lost in translation, and people will just start to do like high intensity interval training and like calling it CrossFit.
Yeah, when you start plugging in
CrossFit.
like Ben Bergeron stuff, that's when I was like, yeah, like I wish that.
Bro, wasn't that so funny, bro? He's like, we don't see people going through ring muscle ups in real life. I was like, what the hell are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, it's just dumb. Like it's just like such a straw man argument. Yeah, it's dumb. But it was a good video. I actually haven't looked through like, any of the comments and stuff. I'd be interested to hear what people are saying.
It's not getting a lot of views, but yeah, what?
Do you think you should have made the title more? I can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it. Oh like, yeah, I lost.
Should you have titled the title just like does CrossFit like is he saying does CrossFit need CrossFit HQ or headquarters instead of fitness?
Do you think that's why people aren't like clicking on it?
I don't know. Maybe I just don't know if like the word CrossFit specifically maybe would have gave it more of like a buzzword.
I mean, I could try it. This thing's like dead, bro. It only got 2,000 views.
Yeah, it's interesting compared to your other videos.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's been so long since you posted some, so maybe the algorithm just isn't like pushing you out there.
Maybe, but I've done that a few times over the last like year where I'll spend like 2 months without posting. But there was one comment in here that I wanted to reply to. Most of them are just saying like it's a good video. Oh, this guy. He says Chris Cooper talked about this in his podcast from the 9th. I don't know. He gave the dates. He used metaphors like the affiliates are the roots and not the leaves of the CrossFit tree. He makes the argument that each successful affiliate will create more advertisement for the CrossFit brand in a local area than CrossFit HQ ever could. When thinking about this further, each successful or surviving affiliate attributes to CrossFit HQ's asset, the brand, but do not really have a stake in the asset's growth. Thus, it makes sense that places like NorCal promote its brand first, or Mayhem, or most affiliates do not put CrossFit in their company name anymore. I would argue that this is why affiliates and HQ are stuck in limbo, where the brand asset growth just stuck, and CrossFit HQ relies on affiliates to grow the brand, but successful affiliates don't promote the brand aggressively anymore. This would be an argument that a trust of all affiliate owners by the brand asset CrossFit, or on the other hand, I'm okay if the brand just dies and becomes public domain. Everyone could use the name. What do you think about that? The first thing that came to mind, like when I was reading this, was one, like he says, each successful affiliate will create more advertisement for the CrossFit brand in a local area than HQ ever could. Personally, I don't agree with that. Like pretty much everyone I know who started CrossFit that I've ever talked to, they started it because of like something they saw on social media or something they saw online. Like I do meet people that are like, oh, I had a friend who wanted to get into it. But even then, a lot of the reason the friend was so adamant about it was because of the like passion that they had because of all of the stuff the brand itself did. Yeah.
I feel like historically speaking, HQ did way more in terms of advertising.
Yeah.
Especially we talk like early 2010s. Then I would say more so it is up to like the local affiliates to do more advertising. But I will say I don't think, well, this is at least anecdotal from my experience where we're at least in like northern Utah. I haven't seen, at least like maybe having just a little harsh criticism on the affiliate that I go to. I don't know if we do capitalize well enough on doing like a local advertising or like getting. So I'm not saying the HQ is really doing it for us either. but I don't feel like we're capitalizing. I think we could do more than HQ does, but I don't necessarily think that we do. I think it's I don't know. And I
Like
just
I would
have to
say,
assume that a lot of affiliates are in the same boat. I just don't know how well like CrossFit boxes are affiliating to their local communities.
yeah.
I don't
And
know.
that's what I think. Like, I think most people who think of CrossFit or have any like knowledge of CrossFit, it's from stuff that was produced by HQ.
Right.
Like, because the local affiliates can't really make like a strong brand.
Yeah. Because they're not making lots of money usually. And
Yeah.
so it's not like they're
They're not going to
dumping.
be able to put out the like level of media or level of interest that other people are going to have. Like, if you look at most CrossFit affiliates, like Instagram, it's just like, oh, this is like Saturday morning class. Like, that's not going to like drive a bunch of people in, like some of the stuff CrossFit HQ was doing with, like I said, with the RossFit, or like with stuff with Rich or Matt or whatever they were doing in the past.
Yeah, I think and I'm just speaking once again, personal experience. I wish that like Wasatch would do more of a social media presence, and I think that's really the only way you can do it from like a
Advertising.
local community and advertising. I do think because I don't see a lot of CrossFit affiliates try that hard for their social media game. Obviously, there's the outliers of like the big affiliates with the popular names, but I don't even think it takes that much effort either. It just doesn't have to
Even
be
small affiliate, like just a regular affiliate is supposed to do on their social media, that's going to gain people from like their local area.
Yeah, I think
Especially
you just
because
gotta
the
post
algorithm
every
is
day.
so like worldwide.
Yeah.
Like the algorithm doesn't really care about people's like location that much.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you were if you were running the media for Wasatch, how could you even make it to where like you're doing something profitable and like doing something big enough to be profitable while like also paying or doing whatever you have to do to get that social media content out there?
Yeah. What's the main question you're asking to that again? How much, you said?
Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's worth it for the affiliate because,
Oh.
like, just say you wanted to have someone who's like, first of all, like most affiliate owners aren't going to be able to market themselves very good. So then you have to have somebody who's like your marketing person, and then
Right.
what? You have to pay them $70,000 a year. Then like you're not bringing in $70,000 worth of stuff from that marketing person.
Yeah, I think that's like pretty aggressive. But yeah, I think for sure it is a lack.
But to have actual content that's like going to get to people, that's what you have to like. You basically have to do something like that.
Maybe, I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm on the side of it doesn't have to be as quality as you think. I think a lot of times quantity is going to be better than anything. So I literally just think if we were posting like good details of what you were doing in class, like you just posted like details of what classes looked like, and like just showed members working out like on a regular basis, and then you put like your coaches' faces on the platform. So when people want to check out like the gym, they can go on, they can see like faces of the coaches, kind of just build some familiarity. Like I think you could pay somebody. Once again, I still think most affiliates, though, it's not like easy to do. I think you could pay someone a few $100,
to like make
a few $100 every month to just consistently post some stuff. But I don't know. I think we're getting into the weeds of like a different question.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested of like, I don't understand his comment kind of about like Mayhem and them not really.
So his comment, I think, is basically saying like CrossFit, like HQ, is at this point benefiting from the affiliates more than the affiliates are benefiting from HQ. That's what I understood of what he's saying. Because like, just for example, Mayhem is putting out like tons of stuff and they're branding it CrossFit. And so CrossFit's benefiting from that. And you know, you've got like every games athlete has their own YouTube. So anybody that's watching their YouTube is like being branded CrossFit by a lot of these people. So HQ is like using everyone else to brand their stuff for free, which I think is what he's saying, which is why he says, I'm okay if the brand just dies and becomes public domain. which is kind of like which I think would be similar to like weightlifting or like strongman. Like you can just be like, oh, I'm a strongman gym.
Yeah. Even if that is what he's saying, I would probably agree that he might be right, but also you have to ask the question of like why. I'm trying to think of how I'm trying to say this. How did Mayhem or whatever get to that point? Like they didn't get to this point of like being able to have that type of credibility and reach without what CrossFit originally did.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like without that originally, Mayhem or whatever would never be what it is now. So I think I think people's argument to that is like, well, how long do you have to like pay for the loyalty or for the, and I mean, I think as long as it's around, you got to do it forever. If they're still actively doing some things like, yeah, maybe Mayhem is bringing more eyeballs to CrossFit than CrossFit's bringing to it. But it used to not be that way like early on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I would argue it shouldn't be that way. Like in the future, we should hope that CrossFit's bringing like everybody to Mayhem, Proven, Wasatch, stuff like that.
True. Yeah, I just think like CrossFit's given like uplifted those training programs and training groups and things to be able to have that ability, right? They didn't just do it on their own. They are the ones that are kind of now standing out and getting the spotlight. But you got to remember, like all those people that have that is because they've gotten their CrossFit education, right? They've learned from all the basic foundational handbooks and journals of CrossFit back in the early days. So it's like what they have came from what CrossFit created.
And this is the big problem I have. He says if the brand just dies and becomes public domain, everyone could use the word CrossFit. The problem is then you're going to have gyms that are not doing CrossFit calling it CrossFit, so then it means nothing.
Yeah, it'd be so bad if it was public domain. It'd be so bad.
You'd see people doing like bicep curls and they'd be like CrossFit today. You know, you'd have gyms that would open up and they'd be like just machines and they'd be like CrossFit. But like CrossFit's like it's not strength and conditioning, and it's not standard strength and conditioning. It's not standard whatever. Like it's pretty niche and like specific thing. And if you're not doing certain things, then you're not CrossFit. But anybody could just say CrossFit.
Yeah, I liked one designation I heard from Bill, what's his face on Savant's show. You know I'm talking about?
Grundler?
Bill Grundler. And he was talking about you may do a CrossFit workout. You could do a CrossFit workout. That does not mean you're doing CrossFit.
Yeah.
Right? It's like depending on, unless I can see and look at like what program you're doing or what you're doing on a consistent basis, or at least like following for a certain amount of time, that's like what dictates if you're doing CrossFit or not, right? Are you doing constantly varied functional movements at high intensity across broad times and modal domains? Not just are you hitting one workout, it's a CrossFit workout. That's not doing CrossFit. Sure, you're doing a CrossFit-like workout or CrossFit-like movements, but you're not doing CrossFit just because you do a CrossFit workout. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you're not measuring, you're not doing CrossFit.
Exactly. So if you're not recording the time and you're not like,
and you're not moving from A to B, like actual movement standards, that's not CrossFit.
To actual standard, yeah, then that's not CrossFit.
Yeah. That was the only comment I wanted to reply to. I just think like if the brand went away, we would just kind of like fade into oblivion, like Olympic weightlifting, strongman. Like the name means something and the brand keeps things rolling.
Yeah.
And without it, things would just disperse and we would
I honestly would be fine to have a headquarters just for the sole purpose of not letting it be public domain.
Yeah.
Like if that was the only reason, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. If all they did was just protect the brand and be like, no, you're not doing CrossFit. Like,
yeah,
you got to take that name out of your.
I don't even care if like CrossFit headquarters goes down to like 10 employees and it's literally just
like lawyers.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, because I mean, obviously there's a ton of value lost, but still it's like, there's still like a dictation between like gyms and people who do and don't do CrossFit. And yeah, like if you're affiliated or not, big difference.
Yeah. Well, there'll be people like I've met people and they're like, "Oh, I do CrossFit." I'm like, "Oh, I like," and we'll get to talking, and I find out they don't record any of their workouts. They don't do any of them for time. They don't like move to like certain standards. I'm like, you're not doing CrossFit. You're just
Well,
doing
they are just doing random workouts too, random
yeah.
things, not varied. They're doing random, and that's obviously not CrossFit. That's probably the biggest thing that gets lost when people talk about what they know what CrossFit is and whatnot. And it's not just random, even though people think it is when they know what they know what they're talking about CrossFit, but it's not random.
Oh, we should have an argument about that one of these times.
I feel like I've maybe heard you talk about that before.
Because I think random's fine.
I do too, especially for Gen Pop. I do think it is. But I guess it depends on how like you're defining the parameters of how you're what's the word I'm thinking of how you're describing like the what kind of losing my train of thought, how you're describing your workouts, I guess, or yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You don't want to get into it now though?
No. Well, I just have to find some quotes and stuff. I think I know there's a Greg Glassman quote where he says something along the lines of the most he says something along the lines of like the most optimal training program is one that borders on, or he says something basically like the most optimal training program is one that's random.
Right. Oh, here's like a thing I've heard before. Well, you'd argue that because like making sure it's varied and not random, because random could literally mean anything, right? If I'm just
dude. One time, like,
so that means I could be squatting 5 days in a row.
No, for the sake of varied, one time I literally did double unders and running like 4 days in a row.
You said that, and you're saying that's varied?
Yeah.
Or that's random?
It's varied.
How is that varied?
Because the variance in the let's look up the definition of variance.
In the format you're putting it in, like you just put it in like different formats?
Variance definition. The fact or quality of being different or inconsistent. So like inside of variance includes like repetition.
Correct.
Right? If I was going to like throw a bunch of like random things, that would include repetition.
Correct. But not only repetition.
No, so that's why I don't do that all the time.
You need to vary the intensity. You need to vary the volume. You need to vary the modalities. Like right in the
you need to vary the frequency, and that's what I was doing.
Okay, I can see the argument there.
Because that's basically what you're doing with cycles. Is you're inside of variance includes cycles, because that's a way to vary your training. A way to vary your training is to have a higher frequency of one movement for X amount of time.
True. But I still feel like in that randomness, there's a specific plan though.
Oh yeah, like I'm doing it with an intent. Like I'm like, okay,
intent, which gives it variance because you're random. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of semantics, honestly. I think a lot of times, but I do agree. Like in terms of random, like as long as if you're looking at it over like, let's say a 3-month period opposed to just like a 2-week period. Like, okay, now when I'm looking at 3 month, like, is it varied or is it just random? Because random would be like if you looked at that 3-week period and it's like, oh man, I only did lower body hinging on like 6 days out of the 3 months, right? And then it's like, okay, now then it's being too random, right? Yeah. Because I'm not sticking to a bit of a plan or a little bit of order.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, but I think we should have a full argument on that, or not argument, but like discussion on the randomness one time. All right.
Yeah.
Do you think CrossFit's gonna make a comeback?
I feel like it's too early to know.
Glory days type thing.
I honestly don't think so. One of the biggest reasons I don't know, biggest reasons. One thing I do see, I think social media almost hurts it, kind of in the environment you see on social media. Because CrossFit's one of those things where it's so niche that people are afraid to do it. And also, like, it's easy to, because it's so different, it's easy for people to be like, well, that looks dumb or that's stupid. And so I just feel like the toxicity of that can get, like, spread so quickly and so many eyeballs. I feel like there can be a lot more negative, maybe than positive, shown on social media side of things. Because CrossFit, like the understanding of CrossFit.
But that's another thing too. Like with the algorithms and social media, all it takes is for it to like flip, and then it's just like, poof.
Yeah, like all you're seeing on CrossFit now, like it's just
like all of a sudden, if just the algorithm for some reason flips, and all of a sudden it's cool to like be CrossFit, like do CrossFit and post CrossFit stuff, it'll just like take off.
Yeah, they're starting to show like all the games guys just doing like freaking dope stuff, looking shredded out of their minds.
Yeah.
Dude, it'd be sick. Honestly, it'd be sick if he were just like, yeah, like CrossFit, you think we do PEDs? Yeah, maybe we do, maybe we don't, whatever. It's like still come and try to see what we're about and like see what, like, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm on the fence of, I think the games still is like the biggest marketing tool, and I still think it's undervalued. I don't know.
I agree.
I know there's the people who don't want it to be like idolized in a sense, but I also feel like you like have to not idolize it, but I do think it should be a bigger marketing tool than they do. Let it be. But do you think it'll make a comeback?
I don't know, dude. I could see it making a comeback pretty easily. Like the Jukic thing is gonna like slowly kind of fade away. Like people are gonna forget about that. The media team has been killing it. Watch this.
I have been liking what they put out.
Did you see this here? Oh, I'm not sharing it. You see this?
I didn't get to watch it, but I saw that they did that. They like did.
It was actually pretty good, dude.
Was it good?
Yeah,
dude. And I got to give kudos to these guys and throw Medeiros in there too. Like they're kind of just like taking initiative in terms of just trying to make so much content and just brand themselves and just throw themselves out there and doing so many things. Like, dude, their podcast is killing it. They get like 8,000 to 10,000 views on all their podcasts.
Have you watched any of them? I have.
Yeah, they're good. I actually like enjoy listening to them. Yeah, they're funny. Like they're just kind of shooting the shit. So dude, yeah, I think these guys specifically are just freaking taking it head on, kind of helping the brand grow. Even though they're probably trying to just grow their own brand more than anything.
Grow WFP's brand.
Yeah, I guess part of it.
No, but you should watch this, bro. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it. Did you watch that they did the Echo Bike Challenge?
I did not. Was it 5 minutes?
Yeah, specifically Down and Hopper did it at the same time online. And like
Justin, what they get in 5 minutes? Let me guess.
Not as high as...
Oh no, not 1, 2.
Bro,
what?
Are you high? 2?
Yeah, I was just saying like
close.
Okay.
5 minutes.
Just tell me.
5 minutes.
Oh, I was thinking 10. I was thinking 10.
I don't know. 5.
5 minutes. 1:56.
It's a pretty good guess. I guess James did it before they did it. He didn't say he got 163. And Jason was like 151 or something, and Down was only like 140 something.
Dang.
Yeah, they were like,
dude, Sprague beat both of them.
Yeah, they were both saying like Sprague has like higher elevation, which is a big difference, which it is.
Because he trains in like Boise, right, or something.
Yeah, like Seattle or like Washington somewhere. Yeah. And Dallin, I guess, just did like a way bad strategy he didn't like in terms of like interval style.
I saw him doing sprints, yeah.
Yeah, and then Hopper, I don't know. He was just saying. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
So, yeah, technically James beat them all. But yeah, I mean, 150, though, that's 30 cals a minute.
Average. Bro, low-key, I feel like the elevation ain't going to affect that one that much.
I think it does quite a bit, that like fan and the bike, but
5 minutes?
yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, you're saying he was at elevation when he did it.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were saying he was from elevation and he was at sea level
No,
with
he
them.
didn't do it with them. James did it prior to.
Oh,
He was just
like at
commenting.
home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not like physically, just like
It affects the Echo bike like that?
Yeah, just how much the fan can like go through the air.
Because the air's thinner?
Air's thinner. Yeah, higher elevation, so just it doesn't have
So
as much.
how do they even do those in like qualifiers and stuff?
That's why it's lucky to be at lower elevation during qualifiers. Well, it depends. I mean, not in terms of like a fan bike, I guess, but in terms of, if you think about it, like in terms of online qualifiers, if you're at lower elevation, just from like an oxygen standpoint, like you're just better off.
Yeah, you should go do your qualifiers at like in California or something.
I know. So Adrian's mentioned before, he's like definitely don't want to like look at it as an excuse by any means. He's like, it really is like a little bit of a disadvantage being at such high elevation for these qualifiers when you go against other people that, you know. But
well, only if they're coming from high elevation, right?
He's just saying, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you're kind of just
because if they're living at that elevation,
you're just used to what you're at, but it's still what's the word? I don't know the word I'm trying to think of. It's still more.
So one video idea I have is to take every games workout that I consider to be aerobic.
Okay.
And find everybody who did its training elevation. Find how they placed on that compared to how they place on other workouts, and see if people who like primarily train at elevation tend to do better on like aerobic workouts at the games.
Wow. I mean, I think you could probably get away with just doing that just like a few years. You wouldn't have to do like.
Yeah.
That just sounds like a lot of work.
Oh yeah, it would be terrible.
Dude, I would just pick like 1 to 2 years, maybe 3 max.
The problem is if I'm doing like there's only like 2 workouts per games that I would consider to be aerobic. Maybe 3. So then I'd only have 3 compared to, like 12 of however many people.
Yeah,
I guess I could do just a few years and then do all 40 people.
I don't even know about that, dude. I would just pick like find a time frame of games where like 10 guys are there at each games. I think you could do that. There's like 10 guys and like are there at each games over like this 3-year span, and it's like specifically compare them. Like you could do that with like you do it like back in like 18, 17,
Problem
18,
is,
19.
I think, yeah.
Or something.
Problem is, I think like with only 10 people, if you had 2 guys who had outlier events, it could throw the whole thing off.
Yeah, I guess more subjects, more reliable. But
anyway, it's just an idea.
Yeah.
So this was good. The media team, I feel like, has been killing it. And there was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh, dude, there's been like so much ups and downs over the last few years. I feel like if we're even still like kicking around at the level we are, if it can just like hold for a second as is, like something could switch, like we were saying, like with the algorithms, or if the media team just starts like blowing up again. I feel like it's pretty close.
Well, I will say, I do think like the High Rocks buzz does hurt CrossFit a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. I just like
it hurts CrossFit because CrossFit's not keeping up. If CrossFit was keeping up, it would only help.
Yeah, keeping up in what terms though?
In terms of like the media output and interest.
I don't follow. Like, does High Rocks put out a lot of media, like their main site, like their Instagram pages and stuff?
They don't. I don't know if they put out a lot of media, but like they're paying like everybody, like high profile people, to come do it. So like that's kind of like their.
So I know like the World Championship, like it pays out $25,000 for first place.
Yeah, but still, like they're paying like Tia and Matt and blah 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 blah.
Directly is, or that's sponsored?
They were in the beginning. I know they were like last year. I don't know if they still are.
But I'm just thinking, like, honestly, like, how much longer is this High Rocks buzz gonna ride out? And I think once
I
the
think
High Rocks,
about a year and a half.
my thing is like I would have to assume is gonna be true is that High Rocks is gonna come out with like a 2.0 race, right? Completely different race to
They
like keep
have to.
interest. Yeah, they will for sure. Depending on like how different they can make it, I think
They
will.
have to keep running, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's not. I mean, you think about it, like how much different can they get though? There's only so much stuff that they can do that's just like has simplicity in it and just stays like a completely different like test. Like, what else could you do that makes it so different?
I don't know.
You could do like some step up type things.
You could do
Weighted.
deadlifts. You could do
Do you think they would do deadlifts? I don't think so. The mass participation they have,
like 100 at like 135. I mean, they're already doing like wall balls
dude,
and
135 for that loading with the spine, dude. I doubt it. I doubt it. The amount of participation they have, that's
yeah,
sketchy because you get people who are so just,
fragile.
well, yeah, fragile with zero experience in terms of like weightlifting. I mean, you see, look at how bad they butcher the wall balls. You think you want them deadlifting a barbell?
What do they do? They do the farmer's carry, the
Do
sled
farmers
push,
carry, they do a lunge, they do a sled push, they do sled pull,
ski.
burpee broad jump, ski row. Yeah. So
I
it's
mean,
like they're already
yeah.
doing, they could do like a squat. No, I mean, they could, wall balls not gonna do like a weighted squat.
I mean, they could just change the squat.
They could. I'm saying they could do like a weighted goblet squat somewhere, but like
Yeah.
just the standards are gonna be atrocious because they can't. It's like what could they even do to change it?
I don't know.
Not much. But anyways, I think I don't know.
So, is there a standard in High Rocks, or is it just like tossed to the 10 feet?
I think in the pro divisions they say there is. Like I think it has to hip crease below the knee.
Because I wouldn't be mad if like they were like, oh no, like our standard is you just have to hit the
Yeah, I guess that'd
target.
be fine.
Like a push press wall ball.
Yeah.
Just to your hands and then to the target.
But then it just looks dumb though too. It doesn't even look good. I don't know.
You've never done those in training?
Oh, they're hard.
They're hard on your shoulders, bro.
They're way hard, but I'm just saying, like, if they want to like look like they're achieving more fitness, it looks way better doing more of a movement.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know. I hope it's like ready to move on. I think a lot of it's going to be dictated by the sale and who the new owners are.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I'm just ready for CrossFit to just sling and bang and just be dope. People just fit as hell. Just
I'm not even asking for it to like blow up. I wish everybody could just chill. Like we could just enjoy. Like I feel like, and this is kind of what I was trying to say at the end of my video. Like I feel like if we could all just kind of like chill and just like come together and be like, oh no, like we're CrossFit, like we're doing this. Instead, it's just like, oh, we're doing World Fitness Project. We're doing this. We're doing this. Like, if we could just all kind of be like, no, like we're doing CrossFit. Like, this is what we're doing. Like, I want to tell everybody about CrossFit and like how I like CrossFit. I feel like it would be like so much better.
Yeah, I just want to just be like, yo, we're just freaking throwing down, working out, getting stupid fit, and just having a good time. Not make so much drama out of things.
One of the things I think the reasons I think we have so much drama is because like CrossFitters, like if you get into CrossFit, you have to be someone like if you got into CrossFit anytime before like 2021, like you had to be someone that was like kind of contrarian in like your personality, you know, like because there was so much like, first of all, it used to be so like counterculture. Before, like back in the day, that like if you were going to get into something like that, you had to be someone who was like contrarian.
Yep.
And now I think what's happened is CrossFit's kind of like fallen out of that contrarian state in terms of like they're not fighting against everybody else. We're not like being like, oh, we're the best, we're the fittest, you know, like so we're not being contrarian. So now we're just like fighting against each other.
Yeah, it's been the push of just trying to make it like for everybody inclusive. You know what I mean? Just like dumbing it
And like,
down.
but everybody who does CrossFit is like a contrarian person. So now we're just like looking for somebody to fight, looking for some like argument, looking for something. And I
Yeah.
think that's why people are just like blowing it up. We're like, oh, we're going to do the WFP because now we're going to be, contrarian. Now we're going to be the counterculture. And it's just like, that's what I think. I think that's part of it. I also think social media kind of did this like polarization to like every niche.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I see a lot of like on social media. Like I just still see like a lot just fitness content in general. Like people in the fitness realm just don't really respect CrossFit. But because they just don't know what it is. It's like the people like in the fitness realm that aren't in CrossFit, when they think of CrossFit, they just think of like some just like skinny dude with not a lot of muscle just like swing around on a pull-up bar or just like throwing up like a reverse curl clean. Like that's all that they think about. And
Yeah.
that'd be like us. We thought about like people who go to a global gym. Like we just think of like that grandpa who wears gloves and he's like doing like some wax stuff on the kit. Like I don't know. They just like they just put a blanket like opinion over the whole CrossFit community because they don't even know. So I don't know. I just see. I mean, obviously, like the negativity stands out more than anything, but I just don't think like anybody in the fitness realm really respects CrossFit, and not that they have to. Like I don't care what they think necessarily, but I don't know. It might help the brand grow more if they didn't not disrespect, but not respect it so much.
Or if the brand just leaned into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about like stuff with PEDs because you get so many people. I mean, obviously, you don't want the headquarters being like, oh, like we don't care about PEDs. But I just mean like, just people in general, just like, yeah, maybe we do. Like, I don't know.
The funny thing I think about PEDs is like you go into a CrossFit like comment section, and it's like half of them are like, oh, all the PEDs, and then the other half are like, this is not even impressive. Like a high schooler could do this, and it's like half of them are saying it's so impressive they have to be on PEDs, and then the other half are saying that it's not even impressive at all. And sometimes you get them in the same one, and I'm like, how are you like making that work in your head? Like either they're on PEDs or it's not impressive. You can't have both.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Definitely like for the games athletes, yeah, for sure. People are always like, oh, PEDs, and then it's like anybody that's not at that level, they just see anybody do any type of weightlifting, and they're just like, oh, well, that's not even that good. Like this 16-year-old weightlifter can do that, or I don't know.
Dude, when I hear people say, and I've heard this before, like probably 10 times, when I hear people say, oh, it's not good to do high volume Olympic lifts. Nothing pisses me off more than hearing that.
Did you see that video that Andrew Hiller made the critique to that one guy, like that old guy talking about CrossFit? You didn't see that?
Oh, I saw like part of it and I got pissed off by the guys.
I mean, that was one of the arguments they made. I mean, everybody, you shouldn't be doing high volume Olympic lifting. It's too technical.
Dude, I'm tired of the technical argument. Not shit is technical in CrossFit, bro. Like the only thing that's like really technical is the snatch.
You don't think any of the gymnastics are technical?
No.
You don't think ring muscle up is technical?
Okay, ring muscle up is pretty technical.
Bar muscle up?
Bar muscle up's not.
Relatively to you.
Bro, if I can learn it the first day I try it, it's not that technical.
Yeah, but that's not, everybody can't do that. That's relative to you and like your personal ability.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like, you're a terrible coach, man. You got coaches telling like, why can't you do it? I did this the first day.
No, I never say that. I'm a good coach. But I just think it's like bull crap. Like that's exactly the point, is that they're technical.
Yeah.
Like that's actually the point.
Proficiency in it to do it at a high cycle rate. Like
yeah.
It's just like it's so funny. Like
one of the goals of exercising is to be more coordinated.
Yeah. And like, what is power output like too? Like producing more power. right? It's like how much you can do over time. So it's like, are we just not trying to ever like produce power?
Applicable use of power.
Yeah. Are we just, we can't put that into the equation. That's so dumb.
Yeah, I hate that. But I will say, don't do 9 deadlifts, 6 hang power cleans, and then 3 shouldered overhead at max load.
I think about Summit Games.
Yeah.
Oh, because of your knee.
I hurt myself.
Yeah, I was like trying to I was like that complex. Yeah. I remember one time we tried to, and this was like some old Greg Glassman stuff that he'd wrote up in some of his stuff, at like 15 rep clean and jerk max.
Yep.
Tried to
I've done that. Gwen.
Is that what it's called?
Gwen is 15, 12, 9. Rest as much as needed between, but you're doing each for like max. 15 max, 15 rep max clean and jerk, rest, 12 rep max clean and jerk, rest, 9 rep max clean and jerk.
I just tried to do a 15 once, and I just, because that dude, that's the one you don't want to like be conservative and then have to do it again, because no matter what weight you hit it at, it sucks. So
there's a video of Matt and Rich doing that at 275.
15?
I think they did the 12 at 275.
No way. 12 touch and go cleans at 275. No way.
9? Would you believe 9?
Not even that, dude.
I saw them doing.
You could not.
They did it at 275.
You were not powering.
I'll find the video. The video.
But anyways, I tried at 225, and I think I got to like 9 or 10, and then lost it. And I didn't even end up establishing one. Dude, 15 clean and jerks at 225, touch and go.
Bro, you should program that for the affiliate.
Nah.
With dumbbells.
Hang clean. Be sick. Hang clean and jerk. Bro, I mean, this is the last thing. I gotta be quick because I gotta go. I'm like this new cycle for programming. I'm doing like an accessory cycle because I don't really believe in like linear progressions that much in the affiliate. Like I just don't like that. But I am following like a little bit of a linear progression of accessory work. I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Probably do it for 3 weeks, where we're doing single arm dead hangs.
Ooh.
So it's just like every day before we start any of this stuff, you're doing single arm dead hang. And then, just like building up the stability in your shoulder, just hanging strength, right? Just increasing all that. And then Tuesday and Thursday, I'm making them accumulate 1.5 minutes with the PVC pipe in the or overhead squat, the PVC pipe in the bottom. They got to accumulate 1.5 minutes down there. Tuesday and Thursday.
Ooh, my lower traps freaking
dude. So I'm just like accumulative, accumulative stuff. So yeah, what do you think?
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. I gotta go, but
I need to do that.
Good talk.
All right. Thanks, bro.
Okay, bye.
Okay, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, bro. Bye. All right. I think that one was pretty good. If you haven't watched my video, go watch it. I'm gonna have another one out soon. I've been working really good. I don't know what changed, but I've been working pretty good. So look for that one. I think probably a week and a half I should have it out. It's mostly written. Other than that, I think I'm done for the day. Bye-bye.